While wisdom is often praised, practical guidance on how to actually become wiser is far less common. So here I am confidently claiming that I have something of immense value to share with you, my friend. I always pose two questions when making decisions. What would a wiser version of myself do? Could be deciding whether or not to spend my money on a certain product or service, how to reply to a rude message, or maybe even how to spend an hour of free time. Usually the answer is evident and it just comes to me instantly. But I always double check to ensure alignment with my values and the likelihood of a positive outcome based on the information I'm given about the situation at the time. So now that we know what the right decision is and how we can be wiser, it's only the matter of executing it and doing it. So I ask the second question. Why not do that and demonstrate growth towards becoming a better version of myself? I have the chance to statistically prove that I have improved. Unlike physical growth, quantifying mental growth is a almost impossible act. For measuring your physical gains, you can easily try to do more reps or make the weights heavier whenever you want. But mental growth for a skill, let's say patience, you can only measure it when the opportunity arises. You cannot be patient when everything's going well and everything's okay. So it would be a shame not to reward my strenuous efforts by proving to myself that I have improved in a character trait or wisdom, let's say. And the only way you can do that is to seize the opportunity to show your wisdom, to show your patience. In a previous video, linked somewhere around here or maybe in the description, I've talked about the CURE framework. And in the fourth step, I've discussed how critical it is to see improvement in sustaining positive behaviors. Let's talk about a few obstacles that could be hindering you from being wise. Number one is not having clearly defined values and boundaries. If I don't have clearly defined values, boundaries, and priorities, I would be terribly confused when attempting to distinguish between good and bad, or good and better, or bad and worse, because I have to have a point of reference. I have to have a system so that when I receive information, according to that system, according to those values, I evaluate them and say that this is a good move to make or not. This is a good decision or a bad decision. Now that we have a system, we need an input. So the values can evaluate the information, the input, to give us an output. Sometimes the problem we have is not having an input, not enough information about the situation. So the solution can be reflecting upon our personal experiences of similar times and do what we wish we had done or what we did that worked out for us. But we have to keep in mind that the only people who can reflect upon their personal experiences are the ones who document their experiences, who don't let the valuable lessons go to waste and be forgotten in the long-term memory. Know that the insights derived from personal experiences aren't just random life advice. They are personalized, reliable, and practical. We should consider them as a treasure trove of knowledge and try to sculpt our future successes by mining insights from our past failures. So if we manage to overcome those two obstacles, we get to the last one, the main one, the one that impedes the majority from being wise. So here's the picture. You have the information, the input, the system of values evaluated it, gave you an output, but you don't have the self-discipline required to execute it. Usually, the times that I let myself down and act like a fool, I fall in this category. So if you're anything like me, I congratulate you because self-discipline is a skill and it can be developed through deliberate practice of doing what needs to be done no matter what. In future videos, we will also be discussing how to develop self-discipline. So if you want to hear about that, kindly click that subscribe button.